not too many Corvettes have vertical doors in them. This was actually an aftermarket install, which I love, by the way. You know, the doors turn heads either way. Some people like them, some people don't like it. But once again, you buy your car because you buy the car for yourself. You don't buy it for anyone else. So, just like that. Now you have to pause that. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to an episode of C Gonna Speed 252. In today's video, gonna spark a lot of controversy. You know why? We'll be talking about the C7 Corvette Grandsport. And the things we're gonna talk about is the 5 things I hate about the Corvette Grandsport. So we're gonna hop into it because I ain't gonna waste any time. The number one thing I hate about my Corvette Grandsport is it has 460 horsepower. Now, a lot of people say like, hey, 460 horsepower, that's a lot of horsepower for your average day driver. And that is true. I'm an average day driver, but I also do a lot more things that an average day driver don't do. And what is one thing? I drag to race this car. They drag to race the heck out of it. I'll go to Mexico, I lose all the time. Now, obviously there's lots of things that I can do to this car to increase the horsepower, to increase the throttle response, but I choose not to because 1, I don't want to void my warranty, and 2, I don't want to void my warranty, and 3, I don't want to void my warranty. But I feel like the Corvette Grandsport is lacking horsepower. I feel like Chevrolet should at least put a minimum of 500 horsepower in this car. That's without a doubt. I mean, I'm not the only one that says this. There's a lot of other people that says the same thing. And, you know, at first when I bought the car, I was thinking, you know, I was going to be an average day driver who's going to drive the car and enjoy the 460 horsepower. But no, I don't. I hate losing in Mexico. I hate losing in the drag strip. So at some point, this car will eventually have more than 460 horsepower. But until then, I'm going to keep my warranty. For number 1. Number 2, I'm going to keep my warranty. For number 3, I'm going to keep my warranty. So other than that, that's the number one thing I hate about my Corvette Grandsport. For number 2, oh man, I'm not the only one that definitely hate this situation. I know Mr. Chuck from Corvettes 918 talked about it, and that's the Corvette with the brake dust. This thing right here, I'm telling you right now, this is 3 weeks worth of brake dust. Now, I did change out my Brembo brake pads to a Hawk ceramic brake pads, which definitely helps. Now, I'm going to admit there's been at least 3 weeks of not cleaning these wheels. I say that just for this purpose. You know what? I'm going to tell you what. This is 3 weeks of brake dust right here. That's what it's look like. Look at that. Look at that. That's annoying. It's really annoying, but I'm not upset because if this was Brembo brake pads, you wouldn't probably be able to see the rim. You would probably think these rims was probably just dirty all the time. So that's the number 2 thing I hate about this car, unfortunately. But, you know, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. The number 3 thing I hate about this thing is something that's in the inside of this car. Now, I definitely wasn't the first one that ever brought this up. I'm going to go ahead and lift these doors up because these are the vertical doors. But the number 3 thing I hate about this car that legit I can't change, do anything about, and nobody else can, is these freaking cup holders. These cup holders are absolutely terrible. Now, as you know, we're in a sports car. We try to drive fast and things like that. And as I'm braking or going fast, this can't either shifts like this or shifts like that. And that's annoying. It really gets really old. It's a pain in the butt. I can't enjoy it. And it just sucks for me. And I'm just so sick of having to put or figure out little things I can put in this cup holder without a shifting. And let alone, this thing comes out very easily. This is just pointless. Now, I know in most cars, this thing comes in and out, but this thing literally moves when you just got a bottle of water in the car. That freaking sucks, Chevrolet. I just wish you would have done better with this freaking cup holder. That's for sure. The number 4 thing that I hear a lot of people talk about, a lot of people complain about this. I actually talked to one of my subscribers today, Mr. Moore, Mr. John. We had this discussion over chat quite a few times. It's the C7 Corvette Grandsport transmission. Now, I'm not gonna say this is only the Grandsport because I heard a lot of people talk about it in that C7 Stingrays, Grandsport, Z06s, not yet the Z01s. But I feel like ever since the C7 has been generated, a lot of people have been having a lot of problems with this car, like a lot of problems. Now, as we all know, this is the best-selling Corvette that has ever been, but there have also been a lot of problems in this Corvette as well. And the number 4 thing that people complain about is the transmission. The transmission in this car comes with different issues. For me personally, mine is when I actually drive really quickly, really fast, and then try to come to a stop. Mine's actually does a little bit of a jerk, like literally just like this, right before I come to a complete stop. I don't like that feeling. It definitely sucks. I really don't appreciate it. Like I said before, my neighbors had to replace that transmission twice in that C7 Stingray. Once you replace the transmission once, for me, I'm over with the car. I'm actually gonna need to get a new one. And I just feel like when you have to come into transmission issues, that's a big problem. Now, a lot of people say there's 2 things you can do. There might be a computer issue, you can reboot it, or you can actually flush the transmission, and you know, this issue will go away. I haven't done either one of those things yet because I just recently contacted my dealership and asked them, can they get me an appointment to set up for my transmission? And you know what they told me? That they're booked. They can't book any more transmission work right now. So they're starting to tell me that these Corvettes have a lot of transmission issues. My dealership told me for the first time they cannot get me in for an entire month and a half because they're booked up with transmission work. That's starting to tell me about something. It's either Chevrolet's having a tough time figuring out transmission issues, or either the Corvettes just have transmission issues in general, and I don't appreciate that. I mean, as much as I love this car, I love daily driving this car, I love taking it everywhere I go, I love having my followers see it, I love the things that I do, I don't like having transmission problems. Like, I can deal with little nicks and things like that, and I'm not saying like the cup holder was a knick-knack thing that's picky, but that's also a problem too. So right now, I'm definitely not happy with my transmission. I'm definitely not happy. Number 5 thing I don't like about my C7 Corvette Grandsport is actually the screen. Now, I never brought up this before. I never brought this to anybody's attention, but it does happen to me a few times, and it happens so often that I'm just fed up with it. I don't know if this all happened to you, so that's why I'm mentioning it now in this video, so that way if it has happened to you, you can bring it to me. Even if you own a car that has a similar screen to this and it happens to you, let me know. But there's been times where I've been driving this car, literally, and the screen just blanks out. And when I mean it blanks out, it blanks completely out, like it goes black. And I don't touch it, I'm just driving along the road and it just blanks out. There's times I had to push it to go down and bring it back up, and it still blanks out. So I don't know if this is something, now I know as you push it down, the screen goes out, that's completely fine. But when I bring it back up, it stays blanked out for like a solid 5 minutes. Now that's the issue to me, because usually when I does it and I bring it back up, it comes back on. So, you know, I don't know if this is an issue that somebody else is having, but if you are having this issues, please let me know so that way I can figure out if I need to contact a dealership for that, or that's something that just naturally does. So those are the 5 things I do not like about my 2017 Corvette Grandsport. If you have any issue with your car that you do not like, if you have anything with your car at all, whether it's a Corvette, Prius, you know, I don't care what type of car it is. If you have any issues with your car that you don't like, please leave your comments down below and let me know if something you don't like, because don't get me wrong, hate is a strong word. I love this car. I truly love this car. But at the end of the day, even if I had the money to buy a Lamborghini, there will be 5 things I don't like about a Lamborghini. I'm sorry. Even if I had the money to go buy a Honda, there will be 5 things I don't like about that Honda. So I'm just letting you know this is one of those videos that I just want to bring these things to your attention, because it might be 5 things that somebody else don't like either. And if you're in the market for a Corvette Grandsport, these 5 things may be able to help you whether or not you want to buy a Corvette Grandsport. Maybe you want to buy a Stingray, maybe a Z06, you may want to tap into the Z01. I'm just letting you know based off the 5 things I hate about my Corvette Grandsport. Once again, the C Gonna Speed 252 website is up. Please feel free to check it out. Please buy whatever merch you would like. We will ship it directly to your house. I appreciate you for your support. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I would love to have you part of the community. I thank you for watching this, and I thank you for just joining in and pushing that play button. Without further ado, I'll catch you in another episode of C Gonna Speed 252. I'm out.